Hello world and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to understand about comments, variables and data types. So let's see the first thing, which is comments. For example, if I just click on run button now, what will happen? It will show us an error that these things are not defined or this is an invalid syntax. So in this case I want these lines because it's important for me to communicate with you what we are going to understand today. So what I would do is I can just add a hashtag before this so that the computer ignores this code. You can see it has grayed out. So now the computer or the interpreter will ignore this code and will go ahead. Because there's multiple lines, what we could do is you could just select this and just press Ctrl/ and will comment everything. So if I run this now, it won't show me any error, right? So just see one more quick example. I can just have hashtag, or I can just write this is a comment or whatever. Okay, use Ctrl+/ to comment it, right? So what I could do is I could just select it like this and I can just have Ctrl/. So now this will be a comment and the computer will just ignore this. We can also have a multi-line doc string. For example, I can just have 3 quotes over here and I can write this is a doc string, and I can just have string, and I can just have this 1 2 3, and if I run this now, it won't show any error because it's a doc string. So this is also one more type of comment. So now let's begin with variables. I believe you have understood this. We'll understand comments more when our code length increases more and more. Okay, so let's understand about variables now. So what is a variable? I will just show you a small schematic. Okay, right. So let's assume that variable is just like an empty box or an empty garbage box. Okay, so what we add into this is some garbage. So right now I'll just write number 10 over here, and what we'll do is this is stored in this garbage box. So this garbage has been stored in this garbage bin over here, and let us have a variable name. So let us have the name of this garbage bin as V. So when we print this variable, we'll get back the value. To understand in very easy words, the garbage person will take the garbage but not the bin. So it will not take this entire box, but it will take what is inside the box. So right now inside the box is 10. So it will just take 10 and keep the garbage box as it is. So let's write some code. Okay, so we'll just write something. So let's say I'll have a variable name called as name, and I'll just have skills cafe into it. What I would do is I would just write print name. So this time I'm just calling name, which is my bin, and it will return me the value which is stored inside it. Okay, so I'll just play this and I'll get skills cafe over here. One thing to understand over here is we are using an assignment sign. So this is not called as equal to, this is called as an assignment sign. This is called as an equal to sign. This is to check some conditions that we'll understand later on. But for now we'll just understand this is an assignment sign. So in this case you will read right to left. For example, skills cafe is assigned to name and not the round way, or not the other way around. So you won't read name is equal to skills cafe, but skills cafe is assigned to name. And now we can just print and check. So we can also add some strings over here. I can just say welcome to and just have a plus sign over here. And now if I run this, it will just say welcome to skills cafe, but there's no space in between over here. So I can just add a space over here and play it. So I can just have welcome to skills cafe. Now this, what I've done over here, is called addition of strings. This is called as concatenation. Concatenation. So I can also have a hashtag over here. So this is called as concatenation. That means addition of strings. Okay. But what about numbers? So if I write print and I say 10 plus name. So what do you think? Will it print, throw us an error or what? So let's check. So it throws an error because integer and string cannot be added. Okay, you cannot concatenate an integer and a string. So in this case, very simple trick. You can just write comma. So instead of plus operator, just use a comma. And if you run this, it will have 10 and skills cafe. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but yes. An int or a variable or a string, which is stored in a variable. Okay. So let's understand the third thing now, which is the data type. So what I'll do is I'll comment all of these now, and let's move ahead. And let's say we'll have some variables called as A. I'll just have hello, B as 123, C as 445.45, D as true, E as false, and F as 123. So what do you think? What will be the data type of this? Because we have already understood this is string because it is in code. So the data type of variable A will be string. Okay. So what is this? So we have understood it from this example over here. Yeah, this one. This is an integer. This thing over here, which has a decimal, is called as float. This thing, these two, D and E, where it is true and false, just observe very carefully. T is capital and F is capital or in uppercase. These are called as booleans. So either a value can be true or either a value can be false, or either it can return true or either it can return false. Now, okay, this is a tough one. So what is the data type of F? Okay, if you are saying int, it's not correct. If you're saying string, yes, it's correct because it has quotes around it. So it is definitely a string. But why do you believe me? Okay, so how would you understand what data type it is? So we'll learn about one more function called as type. So let's say type of A. So if I run type of A, it should return string. So if I click the play button, will it return string? Okay, let's see. It won't return string because we have not printed it yet. So let's print it. I'll use one more parenthesis and I'll write print type of A. So let's do this. So it says yes, so it belongs to class string. Okay, great. So let me just copy this and paste. Okay, great. So now I have to just change the data types over here. So I can just say B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. So now if I run this, I'll get A belongs to string, B belongs to int, C belongs to float, D and E are boolean, and F belongs to string. Great. So I believe you're understanding what's happening here. We have learned about two functions now. One is type and one is print. Let's have a very quick summary of what we have done. So here is the summary, but before the summary, please like and subscribe below, and thank you for your support. So let's go ahead. So first things we understood is comment. So what is a comment? Comment are used to hide some lines of code so that the computer or the interpreter ignores it. We'll be using hashtag over here. We'll be using hashtag to comment single lines of code. We can also use these doc strings or triple quotes to make it a multi-line comment. Next, we understood about variables. Variable is like just a box in which you will collect things. Few rules about variables: it should not start with a number. It should not have any spaces in between. If you want to add a space, use an underscore instead. It should also not have some special characters like percentage or slash or something like that. So I've just made it quite simple for you to understand. If you want to use var name, so instead of using var name, you can use var underscore name or var name. Okay. Third thing we understood was data types. So we understood about string. So string will always have single quote or double quote around it. Integers, where there are no quotes required. Float, no quotes again, but just a decimal in between. Booleans, T and F capital, so true and false. We also understood about one more function, which is type, which returns the data type, right? So that's it for this video. See you in the next one. I believe you're enjoying this course. And if you have any doubts, you can just post them in the comment section below. Thank you.